licenses and certificates under the new Property and Stock Agents Act. So we've now had this Act in place for 4 months. And so the amendments that came through, and a lot of them were about licensing. Yes, there was some other changes as well, but what is affecting everybody and the majority of concern that agents are raising is around the licensing structure. What we're hearing a lot of is that many people, once they got their license, they didn't let their certificate lapse. So what you've got now is you're holding a license, but you're also holding a certificate of registration. You do not need to hold both. There's an exemption there, which I'll talk about in a second. But you don't, just say you've got a real estate license and you had a real estate certificate. You do not need to hold both the certificate and the license. You need to surrender that certificate. Otherwise, you won't be meeting the requirements for that. In days before 23rd of March this year, you would just let it lapse at the following year. But many people, their license has a different date from their certificate. They would get a renewal, they'd pay it, and then they didn't realise that they were actually paying to renew both the certificate and the licence. You do not need both. Just keep the licence, obviously, because that's what you need to have. Some people will have a certificate, say, in stock and station and a licence in real estate because they're working their way through to getting their licence in stock and station, and you have to hold a certificate first. So if you're going for an additional licensing categories, yes, you'll hold a certificate and a license, but that's only when you're adding on a license category to an existing license you've already got. So that is the exception there to the rule, but the majority of the time you do not need a certificate and a license. So guys, save yourself a bit of money here, save yourself some stress about, if your customers look you up on the fair trading database or the register of all agents, they don't know whether you're a licensed agent or whether you're a certificated agent, and what should you be signing and what shouldn't you be signing, and where does this all come into play? So just tidy up your licensing and your authority with fair trading, and save yourself some money, some stress, some time. So a good thing there. So just remember that though, if you are working to add another category of license on, you will need to hold both. So obviously, if you need advice around that level, give us a yell and we'll help you go down that path in terms of working towards getting the additional category. So it's the same for strata licenses, stock and station licenses, and real estate licenses. So the 3 categories of license that we have in New South Wales, if you're adding an extra one on, then you will need that certificate of registration to work as an assistant agent in that function of work.